Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. First of all, the concept of God is not that somebody is sitting above in the sky and all these gods, various gods, they're all the gods who are sitting somewhere. They got some office kind of thing and where they manage. It's nothing like that. Actually, our own highest possibility of manifestation is what is called as God. That means you yourself is God. Only thing is we have so many curtains in between. That's why we are not manifesting that God. The curtains of ego. We identify with so many other things, therefore we do not manifest that divinity. The whole idea is to see that how can we dissolve this ego so that we are directly perceiving the God. Not only we are perceiving the God, but actually what happens is that the I dissolves, God alone will be there. So the qualities, what is that which will take us to that? Actually, supposed to be three things which will take us. One thing is that will take us is the knowledge, wisdom. The second thing which will take us is supposed to be the activity that we do. And third thing which will take us to do is the love prema. Of these three things, there is a very easy possibilities of this work and the knowledge that rather than taking us towards the goal, they can become our ego. So that is the reason why love cannot have that aspect of it, because those beginning itself, love goes on dissolving ego right from the beginning. In fact, you see, ordinarily simple thing, that moment you love, your preferences you dissolve. So therefore, that means to say you're dissolving ego right there itself. To see such a small little thing that your dog makes noise, and then your ego, you drop it, and then take care of the dog, first of all. Even such small little simple thing that you do that. So in love, it's so easy to dissolve ego. That's why it is so very beautifully said that other paths of yoga, they're all basically sadhana. That means to say you have to do sadhana. And then there is sadhya, the siddhi, that happens. Whereas bhakti is not a sadhana, it's upasana. Upasana means you're being with the God. Upa means close to, asana means sitting. And what you are close to sitting, you are close to sitting to the God. The God. That means what? The godly qualities that's there within us. If I'm sitting with that, that's what is the upasana. So therefore, there is hardly any gap between the love and the bhakti. Because love itself, ego dissolves, becomes bhakti. So therefore, parama prema rupaha, which means to say you dissolve ego so much that it becomes bhakti. But love is the way that we travel. And therefore, in the beginning, that in the sutras that he has given, Asmin Parama Prema Rupaha, that means to say it is Parama Prema Rupa, enriched, ennobled, love. That's what is Bhakti. Amrita Swarupacha. Amrita Swarupa is whatever that is called as a Bruta quality, that means coming and going, death and all that. It's something which transcends that, where there is no death at all. So this is what is supposed to be Amrita Swarupacha. And you touch that the moment that you are in the state of love. And later on, he gives the sutras, Yalla Bhapuman, Siddho Bhavati, Amrito Bhavati, Trupto Bhavati. Yat prapya na kinchit vanchati, na shochati, na dreshti, na ramate, na utsahi bhavati. All these things are the qualities, are the transformation that happens within you. It is not that somebody is making you to do it. A transformation happens within you. Like, for example, when you are in the state of a tripti, automatically happens. It's not that you are doing something to get the tripti. So, sorry? Is it consciously happens? Actually, everything is conscious. Everything consciously happens. But only thing is that it is not coming from outside to inside. It's happening from within to outside. See, normal tripti that you can think of satisfaction is that from outside, we serve whatever that is needed, necessary, etc. And then you feel the tripti. It is from outside that you are getting that tripti. Whereas here, it's not that I'm doing anything, but suddenly tripti happens. In the state of love, tripti happens. I don't want anything more. That is what he gives the next sutra. Nakamaya manaha nirodha rupatvat. See, this is very beautiful sentence. I think two ways it is. Prema, when it degenerates, it becomes kama. Kama means it is a possession. Whereas prema does not have possession. It's love. But when we transcend that kama, this is what is nakamaya manaha. But this is what is called as nirodha. Often nirodha is translated as you are holding it. It's not actually holding it. You transcend it. Chittavritti nirodha, yoga says Patanjali, vritti not being there is vritti nirodha. Like when you are in the sleep, there is no vritti. So vritti nirodha happened. So nirodha is that what happens. It's not disciplining, it's not, no, I should not have that. I should not have the thinking. I should not have thoughts. If you say I should not have thoughts, thoughts will come. That's the problem. So nirodha is where that it just happens. So the simple idea is that the mirror has a reflection of the object, but the moment object goes away, reflection is not there. Not that you remove the reflection, you remove the object, then remove the reflector, nothing like that. It just goes away. This is what is nirodha. Now, and this, he says that nakamaya manaha nirodha rupatvat. It's of the nature of nirodha. That means true love is something where nirodha just happens. And it's from the experience. Like, for example, I'm in love with somebody, and then person, can you give me yeah, please take it. You don't have to do anything, hesitate. It just happens spontaneously. So nirodha is naturally there with you. That means not possessing, not having it. It's opposite to virodha. Virodha is basically you are rejecting it. When you are rejecting it, actually what happens is virodha. Virodha, when you do it, actually you are doing virodha because it became important. Virodha, it becomes important. My enemy has become important, that's why I do it. I reject him, I hate him, I do all kinds of things. Renunciation, this renunciation is this way, that you rise above that level. That's how renunciation happens. Like, for example, childhood days. There are so many things which are important. But the moment you outgrow, then you laugh at the whole thing. Why was I holding on to it? You don't really have to grow. This outgrowing is what is renunciation. When it is outgrowing is the renunciation, then renunciation is a celebration. It's not any pain. Normal course of time, it is not a celebration, it's a pain because that we struggle to come out of it. And the more we struggle, the more it becomes important. So that's why it is said that in the Shastras also, by hatred, that becomes much more important. If we don't hate it, Later on, actually, sutras come. You just ignore it, it's not important. Whereas by hatred, it becomes important. That's why we have Puranic story where Jaya Vijaya, the gatekeepers of Vishnu, and they were cursed. And then go to the earth, be born. They said, no, we have to come back, we feel like that. Then he says that, okay, I'll give you a concession. Then, or that Bhugu Rishi or somebody. He gives a concession saying that you love God and then 7 lives that you spend. And you hate God and 3 lives you can come back. They said immediately, yes, you would like to come back early, so 3 lives is okay. But we are now confused. We said by loving God 7 years, by hating 3 lives, it's simple. By hating that you are always remembering more than what you love. So the hatred is this when we say that the renunciation, where if there is a forceful, powerful hatred, that means actually it's becoming important for you. Whereas in Nirodha Rupatvat, that means you are already above that. Suddenly you find that you are beyond that. This is what happens in the case of love, Nirodha Rupatvat. So it is Sa Nakamayamanaha, there is no karma in that. Or karma means basically I want it. The I becomes stronger. Nirodha Rupatvat, it because there is no I at all. So it is of the nature of Nirodha. I don't want to have it. So Nirodhastu Lokaveda Vyaparanyasaha. This is the next sutra, 8th sutra. What is meant by Nirodha? Lokaveda Vyaparanyasaha. This is what is sannyasa. Samyagnasaha. That means you recognize the reality. So now there is no importance in that, there is no reality in that, you just leave it. So what kind of thing? Loka Veda Vyapara Nyasaha. Now, Loka Vyapara is ordinary transaction. So, the world outside. Veda Vyapara is there. So, what is this Loka Vyapara? That means to say, I do something, therefore I get the benefit of it. So, this is what is basically Loka Vyapara. But there also, he did not say Yavahara. He said Loka Veda Vyapara Nyasa. Vyapara means that karma and karma phala are connected. You are doing an activity and then you are getting in benefit something. You do something so that I get blessed. I get something like that happens to me. Loka Vyapara, that means that I teach somebody, I get some remuneration. And that fellow will take. I take care of my son so that my son will take care of me. This is what basically barter system. So first thing is that it is Vyapara. There's no barter system in that. I do it. Why I do it? Because basically I felt like doing it. Love makes you to feel like doing it. Love gives you an opportunity to do it. You know, it is such a beautiful thing that when the child is growing, mother takes care of the child. Mother not even for a second thinks that this fellow tomorrow when he grows up, he's going to take care of me. She will never have it in her mind. Even the child also like that. Mother, come on, do it. He'll never plead, request. You say, come on, tie my shoe. Like that. It's a very nice, wonderful relationship. There is no question of vyapara in that. So it is not vyavahara, it is vyapara nyasa. That means to say all these activities becomes vyavahara. That means you need to take care of the world. Of course, yes, don't get out of the world just because that you are a bhakta, or just because of you are interacting with the world with the help of love. Therefore, you do every activity in the world that you do it. You don't give up anything like that. Vyavahara don't give up. Vyapara give up.
Yes, karma has the role in the son and the mother.
Yeah.
Because of the reincarnation.
Yes.
The child is born to that mother to repay that karma.
There is no question. Between the child and mother, there is no karma. Actually, the relationship is not based on the past life. That actually the mother and child relationship is based on basically the nature of the people. I choose my parents because that parent, under that parent, whatever my unfulfilled desires are there, I can manifest it. Sanjay Karma, that's what. Whatever that I carried from previous life, I still want to do certain things. But then I could not, my instrument did not support that. Therefore, I will come back. I carry that and then I come back. If I had not that, if I don't have anything like that, then there is no reason for me to come back. But I have some desire. That's why it is said that desires die before you die. It is mukti or moksha. Mukti or moksha. Mukti or moksha. Moksha. When the desires die before you die. But when you die before the desires die, it is mrityu, it is the death. That means you will come back. Every birth has a death. Similarly, every death has a comeback. Again, rebirth, because that you carry certain details to do it. Therefore, you come back. But if I don't have any more desires, I have nothing in my yeah, I'm completely satisfied. I'm just joyful. There is nothing. I'm just being joyful. Then there's no question of rebirth. Then also, will there be rebirth? Yes, that rebirth will be there. But your rebirth is not forced rebirth. That means that it is not pre-programmed rebirth. I just come. There are so many people who just come just to be part of this life. That's all. They don't have any axe to grind. There are any reasons to satisfy. There's nothing like that. They just come pick up few things and then do it and then go back. These are the ways that death out of freedom, a birth out of freedom. There are some people are born free. They don't have any agenda to fulfill. They do it. For such a person, every moment is like a celebration. Because I have no expectations, no agenda, no nothing. The moment comes, I enjoy it. So that is, then whatever that I do is out of joy that I do it, because I don't have any expectation. Actually, that is what I said, that, in a different way I was saying that right from by the time when I joined engineering college, at that time itself I decided that every species on this earth is making a living. Okay. And human species. I should find out my living. Okay. That is simple thing. So therefore, that there is something for the livelihood. I make myself for the livelihood. That's a very simple idea. If my livelihood is very simple, I don't have to struggle for it. So I become an engineer, 10 years I work, and then I have some pension coming, so takes care of. Now the rest of the time is my life. Life is every moment I celebrate, because there is nothing expectation. I'm not going to get anything. I don't even depend on anything like that. So I just do it. See, if you are associated with the life, then you don't have any expectations. You don't have anything like that. People have to price and this and that. If it is livelihood, yes, you expect. I don't have to worry for that livelihood. That is there. So that is what basically the idea is, that life becomes then celebration. Every moment is celebration. I do satsang, 2 persons come, 1 person is fine. I don't have any expectations. It's fine. See, then nothing is mine. Nothing is mine. Now, then how do we do it? Is it not the same way that the flowers are flowering? Plants are giving the flowers in the forest. For whose appreciation? Nobody is there to appreciate. And fruits are there in the forest, and then birds are singing. And I see that some beautiful way that this peacock dances. Nobody is there to see. And river flows. It's a nice, wonderful music, rumbling music and all that. For whose sake? There's nothing. If they all can do it that way, just joyfully, just why can't we do it? Every moment of our life is something like that. This is what is basically the idea of Nirodha Rupatvat. Nirodhastu Loka Vyapara. It's not a Vyapara. Loka Vyapara Nyasa. Loka Vyavahara keeps it. Vyavahara means doing an activity. Yes, There is an activity. You see, this is what a very nice example. Somewhere I read it. It's like that. It's an activity. A vyavahara. It's not a vyapara. I cook go so that I get something. No, just cook it. Somebody came on board the bhikshu, came to the house and said, Bhiksha Devi. That lady came and said, Are you are young, this, that, and all that. There is so much of work in the backyard. Oh, there is work in the backyard. Show me. Then she showed. And then he did all that work, cleaning and all that. And then he's about to go. And the lady said, Okay, you did all that work. Now I give you food. He said, Oh, you said work is there. And work is connected with work. Food is connected with hunger. And I was hungry, I asked for the food. That's a separate issue. I don't have connection between these two. You said work is there, so I did the work and I'm going. Finish. See, work we unnecessarily associate with the food. The work we unnecessarily associate with that. So you do not associate your work with something return. That's what is vyapara, vyavahara. Yes, vyapara means business. Yes, I desire for something, I expect something, and something I must get it. If it is there, then vyapara. So there is no vyapara, there is only vyavahara. I do the activity.
In Samanya Bhash,
Yeah.
colloquial language, Kannada also,
Yeah.
avna vyavahara beda annundi.
Right.
That vyavahara, what is?
Actually, that is supposed to be the right kind of idea. That means he is doing something. Only thing is, avana vyavahara beda antandre, the way that he works, it is not satisfying for me. It's not satisfactory for me. That's why avana vyavahara beda. I want somebody to do the work. I pay. This is what is vyapara. Yeah. But I don't pay, but he said he would like to do it. He can do it, and if he wants to do it, let him do it for him. But he doesn't do it properly, he does it shabbily. So that vyavahara I don't want it. Vyapara is fine. Now the second thing is Veda Vyapara. Veda Vyapara is that it is not in this world I'm expecting, but in some other world. That means I'm going to just sanchita karma. I do all those things so that I accrue the good this thing. Or you know, these days that you do this particular homa, this, that, and then you will get that benefit that somebody sick will be all right, something happens and all that. Everywhere that these activities have that polish. That means what is the fruit that you get out of it? Anything that you do, you get the fruit out of it. This is what is Veda Vyapara. That means to say, any activity I do, I'm expecting something in result. Like for example, I do the Shraddha of somebody, so that I go to Purnamanaka, he goes to Purnamanaka. I mean, crosses the Purna. So this is what is, there is no hell, so I cross the hell. So this is what is another thing. And the whole world is caught up in this. Any religion you say, that you go do this, therefore that you get that. You get this benefit. This is what it is connected with. Everything becomes like a vyapara.
Sanchita karma, what is done, then it comes to prarabdha.
Yes, that's why prarabdha is the whatever that comes to it. Sanchita karma becomes like a prarabdha karma. That it comes in front of me. Whatever that comes in front of you, you don't name it as anything like that. Only a situation comes and then you cross the situation. I'm not expecting any one particular situation or the other. Then whatever situation comes, it's a situation for me. It has nothing to do with any of these karmas. I'll leave it. Then I don't unnecessarily carry it on. Why it happened to me? If it happened to me, then what do I do for this? What do I return for this? In what way I can repay him? None of these things. I don't have to repay for anybody anything. Because if I carry this impression that I have to repay somebody and I die, and that for repaying that I will be waiting. I'll come back. So therefore, either this way, my return will be there, or maybe in some religions or in our religion, you go to the heaven, you take care of it, you spend all that you gather, and then you come back again to live the life and then start fresh account. So this is what happens. The moment that people go to the temple and all those things too, and put something in the hundi, the idea is that for whatever that I have done already, for that I paid it. Now I can start a fresh account. Not that I change. I can start the fresh account. All the corruption I have done, I put it in the hundi money. Now I can start the fresh account. That's about the Loka Vyapara. Veda Vyapara is about the heaven, about this, including peace of mind.
Let me do this to get a piece of.
Peace of mind. No, just do it. Don't think of any peace of mind. And a peace of mind happens. Why peace of mind? You see, all these things are the ones which are actually making the mind. That's property of the mind itself is to see negativity. Mind will not look at what you have. Mind only looks at what you don't have. So therefore, that the moment that you say that I don't have it, so I will have to get it, your mind comes into the picture. You can't have peace of mind.
People say, no, I want to do service, this many, Uta I would like to give to North
Yeah.
Village, so that I get punya.
Right. All these things
So
are
that is
Veda
a very-
Vyapara. It's again Vyapara. You are doing a business with God. And then people, now they have very this thing. They say, oh, you are doing this Annadana for this Kshetra. No, you should do Annadana for Sai Baba because that is sure shot, not Venkateshwara Swami. They would like to business between one god to another god. There is nothing like that, but then you create this. So this is how we create all these kind of things. Veda Vyapara.
Santarpana is totally different concept for itself.
The whole Santarpana concept is actually that I love, these are all my own self. Santarpana means giving, serving the people. Santarpana is a large group of people that I serve the food. Why do I serve the food? I serve the food because the simple reason is, here it is important. Kama belongs to the body. Prema belongs to the mind. Bhakti belongs to the consciousness or soul. So when Santarpana I do it, the idea is that I am the soul and they are the soul.
Yeah.
So the soul is feeding the soul. When this way we have it, this what is Santarpana. It's the soul feeding the soul. That's all. There is nothing else.
Not like I am feeling.
I am feeding those people. No, nothing like that. There is no I at all.
Karma belongs to body.
Kama belongs to body. Kama wants body. Prema wants mind.
Prema is body.
Mind.
But why you don't say prema with this part?
You see, actually the feeling is at the heart, but then expression, the desire is at the mind level. This is subtle, but actually it transcends the mind. It has a capacity to transcend the mind, but if we don't allow it to transcend the mind, then we are stuck at the prema at the mind level.
What belongs to consciousness?
Bhakti belongs to consciousness. Bhakti is the self. So you are the self. That's why it says in Bhakti, Atma Ramo Bhavat. In love, it can take you to Atma Ramasti. It has a capacity. It's like the way any flame that you burn it, it has got a capacity to go in the upper direction. Anyhow you do it, it goes in the upper direction. Prema, anyhow, has an ability to go to the upper direction, to goes to the consciousness. But the way that we are in this world, we try to bring it to the mind level. Unfortunately, prema, we don't allow it to become bhakti. We leave it as whether it is prema or karuna, any of these things, we bring it down to the mind level. So therefore, the moment it comes to the mind level, then immediately the mind becomes active. The mind becomes active. See, I did so much for him, and then he did not do anything for me. Business starts. So therefore, this vyapara is something which is like a business.
Yeah.
So we do out of, then everything is turned to business. and Vyaparanyasa. He did not say Vyavaharanyasa, Vyaparanyasa. People say that, okay, then I don't do anything. I don't serve body, and then I just sit down and meditate. That is, you are avoiding the Vyavahara, thinking that it is like Vyapara. Vyapara, give up. Vyavahara, don't give up. Take care of it. In fact, that is another further sutra is there. Further sutra there, you should not create disturbance in the society outside. That if somebody needs thing, you go and give it. You work for that. Some activity you need to, family is there. I need to do so many activities in the family. You do the activities in the family. But be humble in such a way that you are not expecting anything in return. This Tyagaraja is a great singer and bhakta and all that. So then the king thought that he is extraordinary. So we will make him as Asthana Vidwan. That means a court singer. But there are other singers who were there. Then the news came to Tyagaraja. Immediately Tyagaraja, he rushed to the king just to plead the king, saying that please don't make me that, because there's so many other people who are more learned, more distinct, more accomplished. They're there. I just, on my own, I started singing. We had one guru, but then the very simple guru, and then I composed all those things as a simple person. So there are other people who are there extraordinary. Don't give me that. He pleaded him, the king. And the king said, okay, all right, we will not make you, because I'm a simple pujari in a temple. See, the others were pandits. The others were scholars, because they have gone through it. But Tyagaraja did not do any of those things. He was in the Rama temple and he was a pujari. He said, I'm a simple priest. And then there are people, learned people, don't give me that. When he went to the king, king agreed. Said, okay, it is fine. We respect you, and then you want to be in your temple. Continue to be in your temple. We don't want all those things. But, and he was satisfied. Meanwhile, others who heard that Tyagaraja is going to become the Asthana Vidwan, we are all studied, we have PhDs and we have published so many papers, we have all those things, and then leaving us that how can a pujari be made as an Asthana Vidwan? This is very bad. Maybe he has done some, he worked with the king. Maybe he has used his influence to the king. So therefore, they got together and then became angry. And then they went to Tyagaraja's house. And so when they went to Tyagaraja's house, he was not there. And the wife said he is gone to the king. Oh, now he has gone to claim. Therefore, we have to wait and wait. And then they were sitting angry, upset and all that. Tyagaraja comes in, looks at all these people, all supposed to be the luminaries are sitting in his house. He said, I'm a simple pujari. Such great people are sitting here. At once he became full of humility, humble. That's what is bhakti. He says, my God, Endaro Mahanubhav, Andariki Vandanamru. You are all such great people. You're not simple person. Indurudu, Chandrudu, etc., etc. And all those things he praises everybody. And that's how this Kriti, Endaro Mahanubhavu, came into the picture. And he touches their feet. He says that, wife, come on, please give him something, give them something. Once in a lifetime, all these such great people come to our house. Never happens otherwise. All that he does it. So you don't expect anything. And therefore, this is what you do the Vyavahara, but at the same time, with humility there. Vyaparanyasa. You're not expecting anything in Tasmin Ananyata Tadvirodishu Udasinataka. Tasmin, a lot of the translators have given that in God Ananyata. That means to say Anyatva not being there. This Ananyata is a very nice word. See, normally what happens is that we have an expression called as Advaita. Advaita is a number here. Number here. Dvaita is 2. Advaita is not 2. That means it's a number. So it's sorry,
Dvaita,
two. Dvaita is two. Dvaita is two. Advaita is two not being there. It's a intellectual one. Number belongs to intellect. So it's an intellectual one. So therefore, jnanis talk about Advaita. What is that jnanis talk about Advaita? It says everything is nothing but consciousness. From one consciousness, everything has come. We all know that. You are also the same person as I am. Basically, I'm made of Panchabhutas, you are made of Panchabhutas, and Panchabhutas are made out of only one consciousness. This is what is intellect. And intellect only says that it is not two, it is one. So Advaita, it's not even two. All that can be put together and then it can become everything is one. From one, everything happens. Ekam Satya Prabhupada. I mean, Ekam, from that, all these things happen. And one, and that one you call it as consciousness, that one you call it as Advaita, and you call it as whatever you see. But that means actually it's a number game. But it is intellectual. But the property of intellect is actually to decipher. The very intellect itself is like a sharp knife. It separates. It divides. So therefore, the people who talk of Advaita, they try to condemn Dvaita. It's Advaita, Advaita. Said, oh, yeah, there's always a logic, argument, and vada. Yeah, tarka. It's logic. In fact, in the Brahma Sutra itself, it says that you cannot vado navalambidha. That means by vada, by tarka, tarka napratishtanat. That's what Brahma Sutra says. You can't establish by tarka. You see, it's one everything. But what happens is that if you are looking at intellectually convincing it, but you see that you are only intellectually saying it. In reality, you are not that. In reality, that you are separate, I am separate. There is no question of oneness. You can't see that. Experience-wise, intellect cannot take you to that. So Advaita is an intellectual proposal. Intellectual proposal, wonderful. Logically, that everything, I mean, the other religions have put, there are two sources originally for the creation. See how that happened. Every other religion said God is all compassion, God is all mercy, God is all protecting this, that, and all that. They painted God is something which is nice. But then you see that there is so much not nice in the nature. So therefore that they have created a Saturn. They created a ghost, they created something against it. So therefore that they had to posit a negative force against the positive force. Positive force is right, God. Negative force is Saturn. Negative force is demon. In our case also that it has proposed, but it is at the Purana level, not at the Advaita level. So we have gods, but we have also demons who are there. But then all these come from only one single source. That's what is conscious. So when we talk it from the Indian philosophy point of view, all these Dvaita is only local arrangement, not anything deep. So it's all one and the same thing is the way that we have. Now, but in spite of the fact that intellectually that we are convinced about Advaita, but in the practical sense, it is not, our experience is not like that. But in our experience, what is that Advaita that you come across is that two are there, but only thing is that there is no Anyatva not being there. Otherness is not there. And that can only happen in the emotions. In the emotions, the other thing is not there. That's why it is called as Ananyata. Other not being there. It is two not there is one way of saying it. The other not there is another way. It's a very soft way of saying, a pleasant way of saying it. So the other is not there. That means to say, you may be separate, I may be separate as far, but between us, there is nothing like the other. The otherness is not there. This you can experience only out of love. In love, the other is not there.
It's strange feeling. Anya
Anyatva.
Malayalam they call Anyam is stranger.
Stranger, right? That's a very beautiful thing. A stranger, you call it as Anya. And how simple it is. On the road that you are driving, there itself another person is driving, and then you have gone to the, in Indian roads it is like that. You enter the way, all the way go there, and then found out the road is closed, or that there is a drainage cut. So you return. And there's another fellow going. There are, and then you don't say, okay, you will also go and see the road is cut and come back. Do you say that? No. He says, please don't go there. The road is not continuous. It will stop there. You return. Why did you have to say that? Because deep inside, Anyatva is not there. The other is not there. He is not a stranger anymore. How easily it happens. The moment that the two people are together, we try to find out something that Anyatva being not there. In a simple way. Like, for example, you are sitting in the bus together. Don't you ask them, so where are you going? Oh, you are going here. Actually, my brother-in-law's sister's husband is also saying there's some connection. Why did you have to pay all this connection? Anyatva not being there. Anyatva is not there. So we try to see that Anyatva not being there. Ananyata, that's what it is. Small little simple level Ananyata is the feeling that we get it.
Ananyata happens when we are in a state of feeling.
When you are in the state of love.
That is, we don't have strangers, we have a brotherhood feeling.
Yes, there is no question of stranger feeling at all. And I don't give any name to it. The other feeling is not there. It can be anything for that matter. Anybody. You know how so we want some identification. All these things, we say that we like you are an Indian and you are somewhere in Europe and you don't see Indians at all. Suddenly you hear some Indians are there. There is one. Once it so happened in Frankfurt airport, early morning that I was waiting for my flight, I was walking all alone. It's all still dark. Suddenly while I was going, I heard in some corner, some Jagjit Singh ghazal was coming. Wow. And my feet automatically took it there. And when I went there, it was a kiosk and there was somebody. And you know what he said? From there, I don't see anybody, only the music was coming. And from there, he said, the voice came and said, Bhai Sahab, आप इंडिया से है? अरे वाह! I said, हाँ, बॉम्बे से? मैं तो बेंगलुरु से हूँ। हाँ, बेंगलुरु लोग भी सुनते हैं। ऐसे जगजीत सिंह गजल, only Bombay people think Bombay or Delhi, then Bangalore people तो सुनते हैं। Then I also asked him, आप अभी भारत से हैं, इंडिया से? तो नहीं साहब, मैं तो पाकिस्तान से। लेकिन क्या है, इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान इज वन ऑफ द सेम कंट्री। अब यहाँ पे अभी पॉलिटिशियंस उसको अलग करते हैं। You see how beautiful it is. Ananyata, he wants to express that. You are not different from me. You are not stranger for me. Ananyata. And this urge of feeling Ananyata is so simple with us. So simple with us. Like, for example, that a stranger and somebody introduces you to the stranger. And the moment they say, meet Raghuram, something like that, you say, oh, nice to meet you. Why there is nice to meet you? You don't even know me. Actually, my bap is Hamzat Ali, Hamzat Khan, whatever it is. But nice to meet you. Because by default, there is no Ananyata. Anyatva not being there. That's why we say nice to meet you, pleased to meet you, good to meet you. Fir milenge, when we get fir milenge. See, are there not simple idea of Ananyata simply? That means to say there is a deep inside our root wants to identify that. The root is from the soul, consciousness. That's why I said that bhakti belongs to that consciousness.
match is happening over one. There is no India and Pakistan, India and Australia.
Yeah.
In one team, everyone are all part
Yeah.
of the one. And
I know, yeah. Because what is that? Indian, what is it? IPL matches. The other day when I went to the airport, the whole Dhoni's team was there along with us. I got. They were there with us. Oh, how wonderful it is. The whole team was there. Ananyatha not being. It's such a pleasant way of expression. Advaita is a very cursed way of telling it. Curse. It's a coarse way of telling Advaita. Whereas Ananyata is a very pleasant way of telling it. Using it. Bhakti says, Tasmin Ananyata. In this love, there's Ananyata. And this Ananyata, we are searching constant. That's why I said that, nice to meet you. Simple thing in the train, I sit down and somebody comes. I'm busy with my book. And somebody comes and keeps the luggage on top of it. And then I watch he's keeping the luggage. No, he's separate, I'm separate. And then somebody is at the window and he talks to himself. Acha, this is jate ho na? As soon as you go, give me a call. No, I can't give a call until I reach home. It takes about an hour and a half because I have to go all the way to Chikkanpalli. Oh, he lives in Chikkanpalli. I'm not interested in him. But now, see, it registered me because my place is next to Chikkanpalli in Hyderabad. So therefore, oh, he lives in Chikkanpalli. I kept the luggage. I saw the luggage. No, I'm not interested, but he's good. And then the train is about to start, and that fellow bye, he goes away. He's also Telugu speaking, I'm also Telugu speaking. Now, I mean, hypothetical example, I'm giving. And then he takes out his bottle. Khali bottle. No water. So I know that I see the shop there where the bottle. I have to tell him. Or I give my bottle. No, he's taking it. I don't want to give him. I don't want to tell him. I don't do all those things. Okay. Then he gets down by the water. Now I'm watching him. Whether he's buying the water, whether he comes back before the train, because train is supposed to start. And now I hear the whistle. The moment I hear the whistle, I'm searching for it. And now in the crowd, the train started and I lost it. Oh my God. Then I look at the luggage. He said, probably somewhere must have written the address. I can pass it on to his house. Because you can't get into the train. The train is missed. Now his luggage, I have to take care of it. All these things, I think. Why did I have to think of it? Because deep inside, Ananyatva is there. He is not different from me. And for me, what happens after all? It's about, I take an auto and then drop this luggage and then come back home. It's a simple thing. I do all those. Then the train leaves. Bye, everything is over. And after about half an hour, this fellow comes in. It's a relief for me. Why relief for me? He has nothing to do with what relief for me? Because that he will not have any problem. Oh, he got into the compartment and then he's talking to somebody, he met somebody, and then he came leisurely. How nice it is to have this feeling. Ananyatva. Small little simple ways you get this Ananyatva. Your consciousness is peeping in all the time. Love
ego comes in between.
in between. So don't bring in the ego. That consciousness constantly trying to manifest, trying to express itself. And we are that same consciousness. We are the same.
Nice to watch it like a play. Like
Yeah.
how you said.
Right.
In between, your mind said, I have my water bottle, but there is water bottle. But why
Yeah.
should I care?
Right.
I can go there. So you the ego thing. And
Correct.
when he's about to miss the train, that time you felt that.
Yeah, correct.
So it is like a switch.
Yeah. Intellect comes into the again and again. And he is different, we are different, it is his, and he will look out, he will his problem. Intellect comes again and again. Whereas the heart wants to express.
So intellect makes you be very self-centered.
Yes, intellect separates. Intellect is like a sharp knife, separates. That's why we transcend intellect. I know where to use intellect, where not to use intellect.
Where do you see it?
Like, for example, if a shop fellow gives me some money and or something like that, yes, I use the intellect. I see that this is better than this, and then I use the intellect and say this, I take it. So where I need to use, I use it. But where I don't have to use it, I'm the boss of intellect. And that boss is emotion. We are that emotion. Ananyata. Tasmin ananyata. Tad virodhishu udasinata. Here udasina he brings about. First time, the concept of udasina. Tad virodhishu. That means a situation where this kind of a love, where ananyata is not happening. It is not possible to happen that. Then don't involve in that. Udasina is that leave it alone. Don't argue, don't fight, don't hate. It's all right. You are there. It's okay. I don't have to. See, as a first attempt, I say that nice to meet you, good to meet. But that flow doesn't reciprocate you. It's okay, Udasina. Don't hate him. See, I said something that he did not even respond to me. How many times that I pleaded, but then he did not even respond to me. We try to hate it. We try to reject it. No, don't do that, Udasina. The reason for that Udasina is a very important point is that, the condition that he is in, he is caught up in somewhere, and because of that, he may be there. But deep inside, he is also like me. He is also divinity. Each soul is potentially divine. But then something is actually covering him. That's why he is negative. He has been negative because something is covering that. Udasina is, don't hate it. Because the moment that cover goes out, he will come back to you. He will become nice to you. That's why we have this mantra which says that Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. Let everybody be happy. Everybody be happy, men should be happy, women should be happy, young should be happy, old should be happy, rich should be happy, poor should be happy. I mean, Karl Marx will come against me, Rich should not be happy, poor should be happy. Or like that, poor should not be happy so that they will also become rich. All these things are there. They'll fight with the rich, bourgeois and all that. But whereas Indian philosophy said, everybody be happy. Last point is that the good be happy. You mean to say that bad should be happy? Yes. Bad also should be happy. Why? Because they are bad because of some other reason. Originally, they are also good. But by some influence that they became bad. Or it may be some ideology make them bad. Therefore, bad should. That's why we have an Indian philosophy. We don't have, the punishment we have, call it a siksha. Siksha is learning. Siksha is not punishing. You don't have punishment. You have only siksha, the learning. So we try to make him learn so that you are unnecessarily caught up in a wrong notion, but you're also good. You're also good. For some reason, some notion that you're bad. This is what is the idea. So therefore, that's deep inside that there is consciousness which is there, but it's like the fire which is covered by so much of ashes. That's why you don't see the fire. Don't hate it, Udasina. Just leave it alone.
Siksha is used in the philosophy.
Yeah. Learning. Yes.
In philosophy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's used as
As punishment. It's a wrong notion. Actually, it is wrongly used as punishment. In the Indian philosophy, never it is used as a punishment. But the siksha learning has 4 different ways of you can make somebody to learn. Three different ways. One is called as I try to convince him by word, logic, and all that. That is what is Sama. The second thing is I try to show him that it is something which is useful to be good. This is what is Dana. Sama, Dana. And third is Bheda, 4. Bheda is that I show, look at that fellow. She's clean, clear, and he doesn't do anything wrong. But he's growing. He is much better than you are. You are constantly fighting and you are running away and you are saving yourself and all those things. But that fellow doesn't do all those things. So you show that difference. Yes. We often use this Bheda that, if you go to the school, college and all that, then you grow in your life. You don't have to worry about it. Tomorrow you will also become somebody extraordinary in your life. Bheda. And the last one is Danta. There we use the Danta. That means I threaten him. So see that, don't be bad. Some people might learn that. So Sama, Dana, Bheda, and Danta. But Siksha is the basic. You have to learn. Some people learn by Danta. And why some people? Our own child. When I tell softly, he will learn it. But sometimes he will not learn it. I have to threaten him, saying that, hey, don't do that. This is poisonous.
They say carrot and stick.
Yeah.
Carrot and stick.
That's right. That's right.
So when you're not able to see any person in Ananya,
Yes.
just leave that.
Leave it. Leave it. Because that he has to grow, has to develop. You see these things in Modi's talk. He said, I don't want to fight with Pakistan. I don't want to fight with this, fight with that. Together, let's fight. Together, let's fight poverty. Together, let's fight indiscrimination. Discrimination. Together, let us fight the what is that? Illiteracy. What a beautiful way he presented it with Pakistan. He said, look, together we can fight it. It's all right. Somebody divided us in 2 countries. Doesn't matter. Together, let us fight the illiteracy. Together, let us fight the poverty. Because we have these problems together. I need to do that. What a beautiful way of looking at it. So this is what is Udasinata. Tasmin Ananyata Tadvirodishu Udasinata. What is not love? Leave it alone. Udasin. Yes, I show my love if that person doesn't show love. I'm not upset about that. That is Udasina is the way that I believe.
Mistake Udasinata and doing something.
Yeah.
They take drastic measures, indifference,
Indifferent.
renunciation, all that.
Right. It's not that way. Udasina, Ut Asina. That means to say, I just gently leave that and sit down. Ut plus Asina. Asina is I sit down. I don't make it big. I don't make it too important. So, yeah, all right. When there was a conference in Washington, D.C., I had gone for that conference. In those days, we were also associated with Kanyakumari Rock Memorial. The president of that Rock Memorial, Lakshmi Kumari, he was there. Conference, we both were together. And the conference was organized very shabbily. She said, Raghu, come on, let's go around and see what all they are in there. And then when we went there, Lakshmi Kumari said one thing very good. He said, Raghu, there are so many things which are mismanagement. Let's not worry about it. But what is that which we can learn from here so that next time in our conference we can replicate that? Please note that. How beautiful way of saying it. She did not say this is bad, that is bad, they did not make this arrangement, they did not do that. It's such so nice. Whatever that is there, leave it alone. Whatever that you can replicate from here, please note that, because after we come back, that was in the month of September we were there. And December we had our conference. So she said, for our conference, we have to add all these things. So beautiful.
Good Siksha.
Yeah. Siksha. Siksha is learning. And Siksha has these 4 stages of learning. Samadhana, Veda, Danda.
So Asina means Asina.
You're sitting. Asina. Utasina. That means to say, just simply quietly sit down. Don't make it a big issue of it. Udasina. We make the things very big issue. Small little simple thing. Didn't even say sorry to me. Oh, and news item that becomes big item. Rahul Gandhi did not say sorry to Modi should say sorry. What do you
At home only it comes in the
Yeah, at home also.
not saying sorry to person,
Yes.
necessary of sick,
You're right.
say something.
Yes. See, it all happened because that we removed the whole of idea of spirituality from the daily life. You made daily life different from spirituality. Where I see everything in the day-to-day life itself. That's why I said that God is not anywhere else. That your own possibility is the divinity. God is your own possibility. You become God. You are God.
When we see we remove the spirituality from the daily life,
Yeah.
spirituality is something as an entity different from
Yeah.
tattva philosophy. Well, that's
Ac-
a part of it.
Actually, tattva means only that. That is Tattvamasi, Shvetaketu. That's what the Rishi says. You are that. You are the divinity. Tat means that godliness. Is you are that. That Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. It does not mean that, okay, I am God, but you are not God. It's not like that. The I in me, as much as the I in you, is also God.
So Tattvamasi is Anandya.
Yeah, Shvetaketu. So, finally, that Rishi, Uddalaka, he says that Tattvamasi Shvetaketu, he says that. A very famous statement. That is that Brahman. Tvam, that you are. That Tvam, Asi. You are that Brahman. He went in search of Brahman. That you are that Brahman. And that he realizes that. How he realizes, actually, it happens like, the story is so beautiful. That Shvetaketu went to the teacher. Actually, Shvetaketu went to the teacher in the rear and then came back. And he came back, his father is looking at him the way that he's coming. He saw him some arrogance. And then so arrogant. So he comes in and he asked, so you have learned everything? He said, yes, I have learned everything. Then he said, have you learned that knowledge by knowing which you know everything? Jnatva sarvamidam jnatam bhavati. Shvetaketu, that you have learned. Shvetaketu said, rather than saying, I have not learned it, he said, my teacher doesn't know it. My God. The dad says, did you ask your teacher? No, the word asked. That one, by knowing which everything you know it. Then he goes to the teacher. And the teacher doesn't pay attention to him. Just sort of comes there, unless until you ask. The teacher says, yeah, tell me what you have come here for. Then you are, otherwise it's not decency. Therefore, waiting. Whole day is waiting, next day is waiting, day after day, year he is waiting, but the teacher doesn't even look at him. He looks at everybody and talks to him, he doesn't even look at him. Shvetaketu, you are here. He's already an old student. Maybe in the night, maybe that he has to be pleased, therefore he, does all the massage for his feet and all those things, lying down, fans it, goes to sleep. And then he's still sitting there fanning. Guru sleeps and gets up. He doesn't look at Shvetaketu. So pathetic. Somebody came to know, but then teacher doesn't pay attention. And then this boy also does not go. He's staying there, holding on to the teacher. It was so touching, heart rendering, that all the things that were around started feeling for Shvetaketu. Can you imagine? So that when Shvetaketu wanted to put the mat for the teacher, the mat itself rolls, wants to see that Shvetaketu. He takes the pot to the water itself fills into the pot to come and all that, making Shvetaketu's life simple. He sees that everything is doing that, but teacher doesn't get that. Now you can't tell the teacher because he's a great teacher. Then the moment that comes, suddenly at that point of time, Shvetaketu realizes that whatever that his feeling is, the whole universe is feeling. So therefore that you are that. That's what the teacher says. You are that Tattvamasi. Oh.
Knew that and he let him wait for 3 days
Wait for
so
that
that he learned.
experiences that. He waited for years. Shvetaketu waited for years. Finally, the teacher gave only one line answer. Tattvamasi, you are that. Huh? That's how he realized. The sweet story. The nature resonates with you. Your feeling, the nature resonates with your feeling. Many places it is said like that. When this king, he was Bahubali, Mahavir.
Mahabali.
He went to forest against his mother. Mother was crying. They were going to the forest. Her sister, she was there. And then the way that she was crying, the whole plants there were in sync with her. Such a way where he walked, the thorns would lie down. Do not prick his feet. He walks on the thorns. Thorns do not prick him. Because the mother feeling, they all felt it. In all the stories. Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. Deep inside, you are that. Same consciousness.
Tasmin Ananyata, Tattvamasi, it's all very.
It's all the similar kind of thing from different angles. Ananyata. Ananyata, of all these things, I feel very sweet, close to the heart.
I like your example of the train,
Yeah,
the conflict of Anyata and Ananyata, and finally Ananyata, where you completely thought about what
yes,
how
right,
you're going to take care of that person's luggage.
right.
And remember, you had one more narration of you sitting with, of course, in different contexts, you said, in sitting with the
Villager.
villager.
Yeah,
Finally,
Ananyata. It's just,
the beginning was so irritating for you.
right. But the moment I rise with the help of love, it's fine. It's okay. Nice to be with him. Actually, you know what? This kind of a thing, you manifest. It's not the question of you do something. Your personality is that way. I tell you, I was sitting in the Istanbul airport and I was waiting for the flight to go to Los Angeles. Quite visiting. Suddenly one person comes, young man, middle-aged person comes and says, you're from India? I said, yes, I am from India. I'm going to Los Angeles because that is the gate. Yes, I'm going to Los Angeles. You know, he's a Muslim. He said, I'm from Iran. And this is my daughter, young daughter. She's 20 years. Can you please take her to Los Angeles and then hand over to my son who is coming there? Wow. I mean, he had faith in me to hand over his young daughter to me. She doesn't speak English. She doesn't speak anything. We have to fill the form. We have to help her. I said, but then why did you come to me? This is Istanbul. There's so many people from various other countries who are there, Muslim countries, because he said, you are an Indian. I believe in Indians. And then she was with me, and actually that in Los Angeles immigration, I said, come along with me. And then said, what is she? I said, she's from Iran, I'm from India. But then what is the connection that you brought her? I explained to them that, she cannot speak English or anything like that. But to help her, I'm coming here. Her brother is waiting outside. That is, you can see how simple that you are, how easy that you are. Ananyata tries to manifest, tries to show itself out.
How is that? With some people, we automatically feel Ananyata. With some, we feel that Ananyata is
Anyata separate.
comes sometimes.
Because that they don't manifest that kind of quality. Because you see them, there are so many layers of what is not
So
them.
that time Udasi.
Right. That's when the udasi. Just leave it alone.
Again, sir, Anyata,
Anyatva,
Anyata.
as difference. Yeah.
Okay, no questions. No.
Anyatva not being there, ananyata. Anyatva.
Anyata.
Anyatva is the other. Na anyata is ananyata. It is na plus anyata. See, this is the only case where it changes its rupa. That means in this conjunction, that means where na plus anyata, na anyata, it is not ananyata. Ana, it becomes. That's a Sandhi rule in the case of Sanskrit. Nice sutra, right?
Udasi, the first time coming here,
Yes.
it gives more sense.
Actually, several times he uses this sutra in some context. We'll close with this. We have at least covered two sutras. No. Two sutras. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.